13 Weird Facts. Hello and welcome to the Weird World Facts channel. In this video, we will talk about 11 of the weirdest facts that you didn't know before. Are you ready? Let's deep dive into this video to find some weird facts. MRI scans of dogs' brains. The MRI scans of dogs' brains demonstrate that they consider their owners to be members of their family and that they prioritize the smell of people above all other smells. 3 men survived for weeks by killing and eating polar bears. 3 Swedes tried to be the first to reach the North Pole in 1897. They went on their trip in a hot air balloon, but it went down after 65 hours. 33 years later, a ship found their camp and their dead bodies, along with their journal and camera. They had lived for weeks by killing polar bears and eating them. Rules for lottery winners in Australia. In 1960, a father in Australia won almost $3 million in the lottery. His picture was all over the news. Not long after that, his 8-year-old son was kidnapped for ransom and killed. This changed the rules in Australia about how lottery winners can stay anonymous for good. A baby who was born twice. Here's another strange thing: a baby who was born twice. Pediatric surgeons took her out of the womb to remove a tumor from her spine. They put her back in, and Lindley was born healthy a few weeks later. A lottery winner concealed his identity. A lottery winner decided to conceal his identity while collecting his winnings of $1 million so that his family members wouldn't take his money. A man saved the biggest temple in the world. The Detroit Masonic Temple, which is the biggest temple in the world, was saved from foreclosure by Jack White of the White Stripes in 2013. White paid the temple $142,000 in back taxes because it gave his mother a job as an usher when she was struggling. Sharks in a subsea volcano. Scientists have found sharks inhabiting an undersea volcano that is now active. Divers cannot examine because the acidity and heat would cause ferns. Susan Travers' 91 years old women autobiography. Susan Travers, the first woman to ever serve in the French Foreign Legion, waited until she was 91 years old to write her autobiography, so that everyone mentioned had already passed away. How frequently giving blood saves a life. Jim Becker, a Packers fan who was inducted into the Packers Fan Hall of Fame, regularly sold his blood to buy season tickets. This saved his life when it was found that he had hemochromatosis, a genetic disorder that causes the body to store too much iron, which is toxic and leads to an early death. The only way to treat it is to draw blood. Delicious food at Alcatraz prison. The food at Alcatraz prison was so delicious that the guards and staff ate the same meals as the inmates. This was because the warden thought that poor food was the primary cause of prison disturbances. Switzerland bunkers for emergency. Switzerland is the only nation in the world where 114% of its people could fit in bunkers in the event of an emergency. 2 black boys went to jail because of kiss. In 1958, a white girl kissed the cheeks of 2 African American boys aged 9 and 7. The 2 boys were arrested, held for 6 days, and violently abused by police without access to their parents or legal counsel. The lads were jailed for 3 months in all. 4,000 people died by smog. In 1952, there was so much smog in London that people couldn't even see their feet. Some of the 4,000 people who died in the 5 days it lasted did not have lung problems. Instead, they fell into the Thames and drowned because they could not see the river. Unhygienic players were disqualified. Personal hygiene and body odor are such a problem at Super Smash Bros. Tournaments that some tournaments now kick out players who don't take care of themselves and even give out deodorant. The loyalty of a German Shepherd to his owner. After his owner died in a snowstorm, Tolero, a German Shepherd, stayed by his body for 23 days. He kept animals from getting at the body, and he slept next to his owner to keep him warm. First person cured from HIV. In 2007, a bone marrow transplant from someone with HIV-resistant genes cured a man of HIV. He is the first person ever to get better. A reporter saves herself from breast cancer. In 2013, Amy Warbach, a reporter for ABC News, participated in a live on-air mammography to raise awareness about the need of getting mammograms during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It turned out that she indeed has cancer, but getting the operation probably kept her from passing away from it. A man died due to his religious beliefs. Bob Marley was told in 1977 that he had melanoma under one of his toenails. The doctors told him to cut off his toe, but he refused because of his religious beliefs. The cancer then spread, and he died of metastatic melanoma at the age of 36, 4 years after it started. A man laughed for 25 minutes and died. Death due to laughing has been documented throughout history. In one such occasion, an Englishman laughed for 25 minutes straight at a joke on the TV show The Goodies. His wife addressed a message to the makers of the program, thanking them for making his last moments so enjoyable. Lincoln's humor. Lincoln was well known for his self-deprecating humor. When Lincoln was accused of having two faces, he said, "If I were two-faced, would I be showing you this one?" Reason behind Steve Jobs' Apple name. Steve Jobs named his company Apple because he wanted it to be listed before his old company, Atari, in the phone book. I won't suicide if even one person smiles at me. A suicide note was left by a man who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. It said, "I'll walk over to the bridge. I won't jump if even one person smiles at me along the way." Tomb in France is covered with potatoes. A French soldier was taken as a prisoner of war and fed only potatoes while he was in captivity, but he still lived. He felt like he should have died, so he made it his life's work to show the world how healthy potatoes are. As a tribute, his tomb in France is covered with potatoes. First three-way tie in the game's history. In 2007, Scott Weiss, who was the reigning Jeopardy champion, made his last bet in a way that caused the first three-way tie in the game's history. He said he knew he could have bet more and won the game, but he thought it would be more fun to force a tie. A waitress got $3 million as a tip. In 1984, a waitress at a pizzeria helped a customer pick the numbers for a winning lottery ticket. The customer gave the waitress $3 million as a tip, which was half of the $6 million he won. Jam busting service in China. There is a service called jam busting in a few cities in China. Drivers who are stuck in traffic and need to get somewhere quickly will call for two people on a motorbike to come help them. One stays with your car, and the other puts you on the back of the bike and speeds through and around the jam. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you have learned something new today, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Weird World Facts. Give it a thumbs up and ring the notification bell button for our latest video updates.